line of inspiration communicating about inspiration. Now, what is interesting is that inspiration has been defined according to personality and self-definition. Now, personality and self-definition originate from the mind-consciousness system within human beings, as they define themselves according to the personality of themselves, which consists of pictures, thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And this is who I am. Now, according to the being's personality as a mind-consciousness system placement to which they've defined who they are, they will attempt to try and find and search for inspiration according to a desire that is birthed within them. Now, what is fascinating is that inspiration is linked to the individual identity of the human being's personality of the mind-consciousness system. For instance, you have guitarists looking for inspiration, painters looking for inspiration, writers looking for inspiration, film directors looking for inspiration, actors and actresses looking for inspiration, chefs looking for inspiration, interior decorators looking for inspiration, dancers looking for inspiration, sports athletes looking for inspiration. So, depending on your personality identification placement as a mind-consciousness system within this world, you will search and look for inspiration according to your desire in the field of success, in what it is that you are wanting and desiring to experience. And what is interesting is that inspiration from the perspective of the unified consciousness field of the mind consciousness system is that which forms the relationship between the being and a desire to be fulfilled within this world to manifest. So you have the being here as the mind consciousness system, then you have the relationship tie, which is the inspiration, and then you have the desire, which is, let's say, a aspiring writer who is now found inspiration, which now ties him to his desire, his or her desire of becoming an aspiring writer. Now the inspiration is here, but this entire setup is all separation, because here's the being, here's the separation, the inspiration, that's interesting, inspiration, separation, almost sounds the same. So here's the being, and here's the tie, which ties the desire of wanting to become an aspiring writer as inspiration, and and here's the being in their little bubbly world. All separation. Being, inspiration, desire. And then, once the inspiration is here, then, oh boy, here comes the writing. But it's interesting. What is self-inspiration is the question. What is inspiration from the perspective of oneness and equality, of self? I would suggest look at inspiration the following way. Not from the perspective of you being alone in your personality identification of yourself as a mind consciousness system with what it is that you can do in this world, which is usually one thing, like being able to write. And then your inspiration is something separate from you, which binds you to that relationship placement of yourself with what you can do, and then you're literally enslaved to inspiration and what you can do or become as an aspiring writer. Instead of everything being right here as you, I am inspiration, I am a writer, I have the ability to write. It's an expression of me, as who I am. So inspiration from the perspective of oneness and equality is, it's interesting because it's the exact same as self-motivation and self-movement. You have to move yourself. You have to motivate yourself. If you're out there waiting, looking, searching for inspiration, you will not find it, and you will never be satisfied. There might be some that say, I have found my inspiration and I have discovered my inspiration, but it's all in and of separation of them. And how long does that inspiration really last? In this unified consciousness field and where we are now in process, not long. Unless you stand as all, as one, as equal as yourself, self-motivate you, self-move you. The inspiration of you is in the moment of every single breath where you are absolutely self-honest, self-disciplined, self-motivated. The inspiration has no definition. The inspiration is just you enjoying the expression of you in the moment of being self-honest. That is simple. That is oneness and equality. And if we all stand as that, not looking for or searching for inspiration to have to only, once the inspiration is found or experienced or discovered, then only be able to apparently do something. Instead of realizing, I am here as the breath, let me do this. Inspiration is another trait of the mind to trap human beings within and of separation of themselves. Because then they're out there stumbling around and waiting and looking for inspiration instead of going, stop, I'm here, and do what is necessary to be done. Looking and searching for a profound, great thing to happen or occur. That's not who we are. That's another placement of a desire, waiting for something great and profound. Stop. Realize, I am here, and just do what is necessary to be done. So where are you? Here as the breath. Thank you very much. This is the design of inspiration.